Hey, we're live, but there's a little bit of a cat distracting us. I just wanted to hit the live button just because I'm already super late, but whatever. So I'm just gonna sit here at the menu listening to music for a moment. Appreciate they made like the most powerful soundtrack. I didn't want to say like one of the most powerful soundtracks that they have in the menu music. From the main menu. Just gonna take a look at some things on this character for a moment. Hey, Simper. We killed the snake under the manor. Nice. That would be you? No, you can't grab that. You guys come back up, or are you done? Or are you gonna start wandering around being a nuisance, huh? Okay. Cat is distracted, at least for now. Yeah, good morning. I wanted to look at some weapon options for what I wanted to do. Along with perhaps clothing options. Yeah, I definitely want to wear this. Those are worn over. These are all worn over. Champion or Nox Monk or not. Interesting. I'm not gonna find something super heavy that was worn underneath. As that's typically not how that goes. Well, the Queen's bracelets have little rings. I could also consider looking for something that is worn over that works, but I don't think there's going to be much that I want for this. I think I really do want to keep the robe intact. Yeah, maybe planning a new character here. We'll see. I hadn't considered it's like looking at things for their robustness value. Or, yeah, robustness. What has like the most robustness of some of this lighter stuff? Or even just the most robustness of what I have? Ooh, the Zamor has 0 focus, but some nice robustness and a chain hanging down. Clean Rot has lots of robustness for obvious reasons. Actually, not obvious reasons. The Briar Gauntlets have lots of robustness. Veterans has lots of robustness. Radons. Obviously not, but probably go with this as like the general look. The gold mask. And for weapon, I was thinking I would go with just a single, because like this is not an intended like super good build. I think I'll go with the 13-9 Serpent Curved. Makes me want to see something. So what options do I have on this thing? I also just want to check something. Flaming Strike. Oh, okay. Flaming Strike is the one that's popular, not Flame of the Red Mains. And Flaming Strike is what, like, all of them should be. Flame of the Red Mains is, I think, semi-popular. Yeah, it's semi-popular because it's not bad, but like Flame of the Red Mains is what Poison Mist should be, what Slumber Mist should be. Or no, that's definitely the Red Mains Flaming Strike. This thing, like, you should do that but with Poison Mist or Sleep Mist, and have follow up because Sleep Mist and Poison Mist are so pointlessly bad. They're so incredibly pointlessly bad. Lightning Slash. What do I have that on right now? Oh, Rogier is because it's my lightning weapon. Don't want to really mess with what this character will be using for progressing, but so let's take a look at what exactly that move does. Okay, it does what it says on the tin. It would be nice if, like, you could look at these. There. Oh, there we go. That's how I do it. Okay, there we go. Jump up and cause shockwave. Horalu's Earthshaker. Also, I want to check a few other things. Alright, spell. Support incantations. Poison armament. Electrify armament. Black Flame Blade. I can't use that, but I could if I do this, I think, right? Only the Dragon Communion Seal and the... Oh, the Golden Order Seal also has 0 weight. What? Okay, that's interesting. That's an in-scaling seal, eh? Probably just go with the Dragon Communion Seal, though. Because I probably wouldn't be going for a lot of int. Or just the Finger Seal, since I don't really have a lot of concern for carry weight. You consider what they look like in your hand. The gravel stone is obvious. The giant seal also shows up pretty nicely. Claw mark. Boosts bestials. No, the claw mark. Yeah, I'll go with the claw mark. Obviously, because this thing has an enchantment, I can't use that. That's a great roar. Does the enhancing roar thing enhance that? maybe enhancing would only really be like damage dealt. No, no. Let's see. Orders blade. There's no madness blade, so that's not really something I can really put on there. To gaze into another's eyes is truly the most intimate form of human contact. Probably go with like. I think I could go with some int because I do kind of want to see what law of causality is like. What is law of causality like? Let's put on America's real quick. Go with the int. Put on law of causality. Real quick. Seven hits. That's not very good. Would be like very much what I want to go with, I think, but I'm looking at it from the angle of This is a +0 seal with not much for stats. Oh, hey, Vegito. Thanks. Best followers. Jeez. I'll be sure to go. Let me just copy that down so I can get rid of, or I can create a filter for that later, so it never shows up again. And then we'll just make sure you have a nice little vacation, huh? Just have a nice little vacation. You've earned it. Oh no. Only the best followers. That's how I got them. I kind of like law of causality. I kind of like the idea of it for the character. Let's see real quick if I put on like Golden Vow. And I want to see like a few other things. I would need to get more stats for these to really test them out though. So now you can do like Golden Vow and Black Flame Protection. Wow, I do not have the stats to use this stuff. Faith. And then I'm going to put on Godric's Rune. You don't have any runes in New Game Plus until you get them, eh? You lose your runes. That's awful. Let's go kill Godric, I guess. You never do anything with special stuff in these games, more of a sword guy. There's some insane stuff. Even if like you are just a sword guy, some buffs can be really, really powerful. Let's see. I can't use Black Flame's protection like at all, period, can I? If I put on like the Faith chest piece, I think there's a Faith helmet as well. Great Hood gives me 28. I don't think there's anything that gives me more, is there? No. Drat. Oh, I know what I can do. I take away my great runes, they don't take away my other stuff. Intelligence and Faith Knot. There we go, I can get rid of the silly hat now. And this other thing I don't want to wear right now. So, my defenses, they're all really low because Merrick is Source Seal, right? Physical slash and minus 5%, -1, -1. Black Flame's protection, right? Boom. 31, 34, it's like 30%. Just physical defense, it's crazy. And Golden Vow stacks with that. Law of Causality, though, also stacks with those, so the Law of Causality is its own thing. What I'm curious about is, how long does Law of Causality last? It persists through frickin' resting at the Grace site? That's crazy. Let's see how long it lasts until it goes away. Okay, that wasn't too terribly long. Let's give it a cast at about like 15 seconds from now, 10 seconds. You know, let's just do it right now. Alright, so 25, 22, more or less. Let's see how long this lasts. No, Conjure it. It's about a minute. About a minute. Maybe a bit short of a minute. Definitely the last thing I cast, but it's interesting that it would stack with Black Flame and Golden Vow. However, what that means is I'm going to be I don't think that's going to make for a good build if I use these abilities all together. 30 Faith and 29 Int, that's a lot of stat investment. Oh boy. $30 and 30, and yeah, let's assume that I go for instead America's Source Seal. Right. 24 and 25. Along with like 30 and that. Law of regression, though. Like, Golden Lightning Fortification Barrier Gold. And I feel like there's gotta be another one for, like, fire? I don't know. Which one of these does this not stack with? Black Flame. For sure, Black Flame. How much does it provide for defenses, though? 20? Not bad. And even if you are a melee guy, mine's not hugely important, but using your FP is important, either on your weapon arts or whatever. But yeah, I assume the blessing spell similarly takes Black Flame's spot. It actually doesn't. Blessing takes its own. Really? America's source seal is such a pain to get, though. If I'm wearing this gear, I'll definitely be wearing these clothes. I'd definitely be grossly under armored. I could do something like just wear super heavy pants underneath, right? Just to like keep myself viable-ish. I don't know. Or bull goat boots. Painfully obvious, like what they saw my legs, but like. $16.4 for those bull goat boots. One of the things I really wanted to see was like that. Even an enemy that like has lots of HP. I know I can find one of those. Ideally, actually, it'd be an enemy with a lot of HP that is on its own. So maybe I'll go to the War Master's shack. Then again, this weapon is unupgraded, I believe. Oh, it's a plus 24, never mind. It's not unupgraded at all. It's very upgraded. Alright, guy. $409. $324. That was before, eh? 409 was, yeah, okay. Oh, that, okay. Interesting. Blackman lasted a really short time? Yeah, Blackman just like a really short weapon buff. Interesting that it does get applied to the projectile thrown. Yeah, it's a really short buff. Okay, that's what it is. But it does 100% get added to the projectile thrown. Also takes a really short time to apply. Ow. Lightning damage doesn't get applied, but the black flame does. That's interesting. See what happens if I electrify the armament and then do the lightning drop. First of all, initial attack missed horribly. 522. Second one was 416. Third one's 416. The black flame lightning. This is not the right voice for this character. Really? So that works. How long have I been muted? No can do on the shouting stopping. Testing something. It's interesting that Black Flame Blade does get applied to the shout, but none of the other ones do. Let's try Order's Blade and see if that one gets applied. Destroys the new Wrath of God, really? You're like it's Corpse Pilot, but not as good. Try Vacuum Slice. See if Black Flame gets applied to Vacuum Slice, which it obviously will because it gets applied to all of them. But let's test it out, eh? Vacuum Slice is Garbo. 847. Oh, really? Because I hit it with both? 840. Wow. Vacuum Slice does have quite a bit of a cost, though. It actually doesn't apply the Black Flame. Really? Interesting. All other projectiles it seems to have so far. I missed. Vacuum Slice seems kind of garbo, not gonna lie. I'm just seeing like what weapon buffs can apply to what weapon arts. Seeing if there's like a projectile I could throw that could also like benefit from a weapon buff. And Black Flame actually, oddly enough, stacks with not stacks, but works with like the Blood Toss. Thing is, Black Flame Blade is actually just like it's more like a drawstring grease. It lasts for like 2 seconds. Like, look at this. I'm hoping I have like some sort of elemental buff that I could add to like some kind of projectile on this specific weapon. But boom, and then I go blood toss. And then I have to reapply my Black Flame because Black Flame lasts like 2 seconds, but it gets tossed on there, right? Isn't that interesting? Not necessarily really good, but interesting. It also works with like Thunderbolt and Glintblade Phalanx. It's not very good damage, but... About 73 after he's aware of me. Hey, Zero. I'm out of juice. Yeah, I don't know. Or that ice rapier. I don't think it would because it is probably not an enchantable weapon. Yeah, you can't even use it on Link of Astel, so I imagine not. Do I have that rapier right now? I think this character is one that does not have that rapier. Yeah, no. Work on the frickin' ant spur, which is insane. But that's not the same thing. It's not what you're asking. It's not something that throws projectile. I could run over there and grab it, but that'd mess up, what, one storyline? One storyline. Let's go grab the ice rapier real quick, I guess. Where's my silly little curved sword that I've been equipped with? That's true. You can check for me. Like, it doesn't have an infusion per se, but a lot of unique weapons aren't infusible like that because they have like an elemental affinity attached to them. But because it's, yeah, I don't know. The ant spur doesn't have an element attached to it, so it can be modified in that way, right? It does rot build up, but like it doesn't have an element. Ow! So Storm Stomp does not get Black Flame. Good to know. Changeable Ashes or without infusions. The Ice Rapier doesn't have a changeable one, does it? Does it? Doesn't it? I mean, I have a weapon that I could test that with. What do I have on this thing right now? Or Frost Stomp. Does not. You cannot use Black Flame on that thing. What I wanted to test was, doesn't have a changeable ash. Oh. Can you not, enchant it at all? Cannot. Okay, figured as much. .444. That does apply my Black Flame. Also, apparently it does amazing stagger damage. It's like, it's the infusion that you have on it. If you put an element, like I couldn't be able to, I can infuse the Clayman's, I can enchant the Clayman's Harpoon, even though it's got magic damage, because it isn't strictly a magic weapon. If I give it, like, poison infusion, I can't enchant it anymore. Blood, same thing. Can't buff Rivers of Blood. But you can buff the Uchi. Probably, Rivers of Blood is one of those unique weapons, isn't it? And doesn't Rivers of Blood have... has fire damage built into it. I think the general rule is, the weapon has... Oh, even Millennia's can't be enchanted, eh? Interesting. General rules of the weapon... Okay, yeah. The weapon can't have its Ash of War changed. If it's unique, it can't be granted a buff. If it has an element of any kind. Let's see. Axe of Godfrey also can't be enchanted. Even though it's pure physical. Fallen Star Weapon can't be enchanted. Spinning Wheel can't be enchanted. Giant Tuba can't be enchanted. Rotten Staff, nope. Staff the Avatar, nope. Watchdog Staff, nope. Huh. Dragon Great Claw, nope. Basically no uniques is what I'm looking at. It's looking at here. But here we go. Here's a unique that you can. Troll's Roar. No uniques. Accept the uniques where you can. This game has arbitrary rules. The general rule, I guess, is no uniques, but it's not a hard rule because the devs forget some things, I guess. I rolled into his face with the briars. Oh, fuck. Fuck. I was not expecting this. Shit. Ida, defeat. Okay. Where's Ida? Crap. Weapon, 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 weapon. Ruined sword. Ow. Okay. I think host is somewhere where... Up above?
Hey!
I'm gonna find the host. Ow. Okay, I'm trying to find the host, okay? I think he's AFK. I'll come up with some more. I think I got brought to an AFK host's world. Okay, they are definitely somewhere where you can only get to if you have thing, aren't they? They're up on the tower. Yes, but also no. This is not a torrent-only spot. Really? Ow. Hero's Rune. Jeez. I did do it again. I'm gonna keep doing it when it's something that looks that innocent, you know? Let's see. Can I Millennia's my way over there? I do not have the dex. Does that matter? Maybe? Let's find out. I'm turning off that little thing. The thing is, like, I don't think I can initiate it midair. I tried initiating it midair. I don't think I was able to. Maybe because I don't have the dex. I can't possibly have the dex either. Well, no, I could have the dex. Maybe I can get up to 20. Yeah, I need 48 dex to use this. Ow, bad boy. Let's turn this thing off. $48. I can get 3 from the helmet. Akina's mask does something more than just provide dex, doesn't it? Where is that helmet? No, okay, it doesn't. Oh, so I'm testing weapons? No. $28. look at that. Let's see. That's amazing. Isn't that like a pointless jump that he does though? Because it like puts him on top of the... That's Leyndell, right? Puts him on top of like the manor. It's interesting, but not useful in that specific situation. But it looks like, yeah, I can still do like the bulk of it. I don't go, probably don't go nearly as far forward. I don't get the explosive effect, and I don't use FP. It takes, I can get up to 20, I could actually get all 28 decks if I had the last, there's like 2 different decks, talismans. If I had both of them, I could do this. I don't think I get quite as much distance as I would if I had the ability to use the darn thing. Mm, 48. Yeah, I could get 20 from Flask and 2 seals, but I wouldn't get the remaining 8 without the talisman and the hat. Or rather, the seal and the prosthesis virus talisman. I need to get the other one. There's no other way to boost the stat either, is there? $48. I've seen people use this thing at like frickin' level 40. Anyway, back to what I wanted to test before we got interrupted by thing. Let's see, Troll Club can be enchanted. It doesn't have any special traits if it is though. Golden Land Club. The animation for Golden Land probably like goes off. Like rather the Black Land probably disappears before the Golden Land thing goes off. Well, that's sweet, sweet damage. putting your face down in front of me, will you? Why don't you? Hmm. Hmm. 134. 141 on the incant scaling here. Incant scaling is different, is the key point here. What I want to see is real quick. 154 plus 73 becomes plus 82. Plus 90 with the Dragon Communion, even though the incant scaling should theoretically be lower. It has higher faith scaling right now because reasons. Poison armament. Doesn't tell you the poison buildup. Electrify armament. 82. $90. 78 fire damage. Or 71. Let's try it with the Black Flame, the Godslayer seal. Put Marika's back on. I still can't use it, so let's put on the Faith Hat. Which was what? The cowl, I think? Two of them, actually. Imp heads for 2, or the Great Hood, I think, has some as well, 2. Alright, let's see. 82 versus 76. See how long they last individually. Let's pop this thing right about now. About 8 seconds. Not terribly long. Imagine being enhanced by the thing doesn't make it any... makes it stronger, not better, in terms of duration. Though it did feel like a second longer there, I don't know. I'm not giving it very precise calculations though. Yeah, that doesn't really help any. Didn't make a significant difference having that. The damage goes up. E2 becomes... Okay, so it doesn't show on the weapon, but it goes from 310 to 319 if I use the Scorpion Charm. Good to know. I guess Prelate's Charge doesn't use the weapon's built-in elemental affinity. That is to say, if I put poison on it, it won't inflict poison or bleed similarly. But I have seen someone use blood grease on the weapon. Let's see if this does anything. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Where is this stuff? Ow. It'll be obvious if it ends up doing it or not, because probably going from doing 0 damage to like some. I don't think it's working, guys. Ow. Come on, do something. Ow. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Got him. I saw him do it on this weapon with Grenades Charge. Giant Crusher's not unique. Devour Scepter can't be imbued because unique and magic. It's a Beast Claw Hammer. This thing. Melee Ranker. Spinning Chain. Whoops. That is a long and fast hammer. Wow. I appreciate how long and fast that thing is. Boing. This thing can be, this thing has to have blood tax. And it can be enchanted. Soul Stifler can't be enchanted. The Black Axe can't be enchanted, but the Gargoyle Axe can be enchanted. Because this thing is technically sacred, it can't be enchanted until you change that. Roses can't be enchanted. Stormhawk Axe has this thing, which is cool. The Ripple Blade can be enchanted, even though it's unique. Probably because it's unaugmentable, only because it has only arcane scaling. The Ice Rhine can't be enchanted. Eleonora can't be enchanted, obviously. The Dragon Scale can't be enchanted. That gets a lot of lightning power. Rivers obviously cannot. Moonveil cannot. Meteoric cannot. Serpent Bone cannot. Morgoths cannot. Magmar, nope. Zaymar, nope. Onyx Lord, nope. Bloodhound. Bloodhound can be, because reasons? Malekith, you cannot. Verdans for obvious reasons. Huh. Oh wow. It actually increases all attributes, eh? With this I could use Millennias. Oh wow, it even like assists if you take the weapon off. What even is this? How long does this last? Not terribly long, but 50, 26, 30, 55, 31, 35. Huh. Didn't realize this thing had such an interesting weapon art. 32, 27, 30. 5 to everything for 20, it lasts about 30 seconds. That's not bad. 5 to everything is a lot of stats. It's super heavy, so having it as just like a thing to temporarily pull out the stat stick is not good. And if you rely on any of those stats, that's also not good, but I'm sure a better player could make use of it. Oops. Kincaid's Dancing Blade. Shriek of Malice, not merchantable. Way better than Vacuum Slice. By way better, I mean, eh. These weapons are fun. Don't really use them a lot. It is a very good spell. McKellen's Night Sword. You do have this, right, Zero? I think I picked this up at some point when I was in the Halig tree. When I was doing like Taunter's Tongue things, and okay, good. I was worried for a moment when I picked up that maybe, because it was just kind of sitting somewhere without a corpse, and I was like, that didn't seem right. Okay, Grandeur. So yeah, it looks like the general rule is if something has an unchangeable weapon art and an element of any kind, including like status effect buildup, can't chant it. No good. Not gonna happen. Oh, even the Cicada, if it's just unique. There's some exceptions. Well, the Uchi doesn't have like a locked-in Ash of War. But yeah. Locked-in Ash of War. So many things are just locked. Yeah. Well, definitely the claws. The claws aren't locked into their thing, and like, beware the Black Flame Ram. Ah. Should probably pull out an actual weapon to kill this thing. I had previously used up all my FP doing nothing. The epitome of combat art. Yep. The Black Flame Ram. I mean, I can't put the Black Flame Blade on a shield. This is some horse shit. Now you want my torch? Come on. How about my staff? No. My cannon? No. My bow? Obviously not. Angel's Wings, Michelle's Wings of Light. Silurius tree. I forget where you get this thing, right? Where do you get this? Merchantly keep all the bell bearings between playthroughs? Probably not. This is from like the one bottom of the air tree, isn't it? Or the deeper depths. I forget where you get the tree spear as well. Man, the Claymon Harpoon is probably pretty nutty if you give it a magic enchant. Let's see something real quick. Dual great speed running attack, it's OP. Really? Let's go with more Frost Stomp. Magic. 247 plus 136. That's pretty high. It's pretty high magic damage. Broken bridge between Limgrave and Liurnia. Oh, right. Right. Obviously I can no longer enchant it. So how much is that exactly? 370, 383? 383? Magic? Pure magic? Let's do that. That's that. Let's change this out for that and law of progression for that. Do I have a really good staff? I probably don't. My demi-human queen one is probably my best one. Seven. Doesn't actually add any damage, just adds ice. 156 plus 210. 366. So it does more magic if I have it infused with magic, but it does more overall if I Scholar's Armament it up. Oh, well, what's this? That's a good question. What is that? Where did that come from? Put it back to cold for now. So I'll see this particular weapon with Prelate's Charge. Okay, the fire that it leaves behind is hilarious, and then it triggers its effect. I think I triggered a bleed proc there. I think? Or maybe like at the very end there I did the attack. Oh no, he just swung through, never mind. I'm dumb. I didn't know such thing. Ow. I went out. Wait a second, did I just do a lot of damage with that? Let's see, I don't think I did I? The initial one I did, but following hits were not so much damage. Ow. Ow. I need to find like a human to just test this on. I know there's a bunch nearby. Your weapon is really fun for the relates charge because of that, like fire being left behind triggering its on-hit heal. Who knows, you'd always sniff keys and things happen. Huh. Some chitin swords men over here, and this thing's really low upgrade. Oh, you'll die too quickly, I think. At a certain point in the attack, it does like a burst of damage. I'm not allowed to hold it until my stamina runs out if I don't have the FP as well, eh? Fun attack. It's not very practical, I think, but again, I'm doing this with a completely unupgraded weapon. Did I trigger a bleed proc in there? Just like massively like reduced damage bleed proc? When I saw it, just put it out. That is like the saddest eruption I've ever seen. The strongest of butt pounds. Oh yeah, Ways of Darkness is a thing, isn't it? Trolls roar. Now I just kind of want to see if I can find like a weapon that has like fire built in that I could then enchant with fire, but probably not. Because everything that has built-in element typically is also unique. Clayman's Harpoon being like one of the rare exceptions. Which is probably why I hear it's incredibly powerful. Yeah. Yeah, Antspur is so dumb. I can't believe it exists the way it does, and so many of the other ones don't. Like, why is the Scorpion Stinger locked to its weapon art and unable to be enchanted? But the fucking Antspur, which is basically the same thing but longer reach, and maybe a little bit slower, not locked to its weapon art, enchantable, and you can add like another affinity to it entirely. It makes no sense to me. I feel like in the future you're going to need to either patch it so that like all the other Scarlet Rot weapons are augmentable, or this thing is not. Because it makes zero sense that this thing exists the way it does. It is absolutely dumb. Like, just absolutely dumb. Anyway, Zero mentioned the Great Lance, or the Great Spear's double attack being really, really dumb. Let's take a look at that real quick. Get this stupid hat off my head. Running... Okay, yeah, that does seem pretty dumb. This poor noble. This poor noble again. And again. He gets no breaks. I like how it's just like this gigantic bump with both of them. go back to the weapon that I was looking at before. What I want to put on this thing. Also, who do I have that can go to the Volcano Manor really easily? I think the Fallen Star Beast is free to go there mostly. Wouldn't take that character very long to get there. I just want to progress. It's only one new game plus. You can go to many, many new game pluses. I do need to have a character that's just like levels up and doesn't stop leveling up so I can be an over-leveled phantom. Hey. Bad lizard thing. Or snail monster. Serpent arrows. Those are fun. Hey, Daryl. I know you're not all Daryl, but you're all Daryl. Ow. Okay, Daryl, I have to ask you to let me heal here. Daryl. Frickin' Daryl. Can you believe that guy? Okay. What I want from here is to quickly take a look at this snack and his shield. Hello. Yeah, okay. Thank you. You were very helpful. You have like a sort of magma blade there, don't you? Not so lit magma scimitar. I thought they had a bigger shield, but I think... Oh, they just man-serpent shield. Comes with no skill initially. Really? Knocks him the heck over. kind of enchantment can I give this shield with shield crash? Any of them. Poisoned him pretty instantly. It's not much of a test, really, though. Now is it? Captain America. I need a shield toss, okay? Well, you didn't get staggered when I smacked him in the face there. I wonder if it's because I missed or what. Got him. I could go with like parry or even carrying retaliation, but I think shield crash on this thing is just too funny because it's such a tiny pissant of a shield. You can actually put frickin' shield crash on this thing. And give it like... What? Giving it an infusion for a status buildup makes it better at doing madness because it gets arcane scaling. That is nutty. Oddly enough, making it occult gets rid of its madness buildup. The fuck? This man will just die, like 100% with this. How about these dudes? There's a reason why people invade with this fucking thing as like a weapon. Interesting that either shield crash doesn't apply the madness or they're just immune to it. Which is possible because like madness is mostly a PvP thing, but I thought like humanoids, like these Kaiden boys would be susceptible to madness. It's possible that like my fleet is overriding it. So they're similar build up. Sorry, headset was yelling at me because out of juice. Let's try one that doesn't cause like a stun proc. Let's try poison build-up. Do this thing poison and madness. I did love using the doors in the past. This thing isn't quite the doors, but like, it's basically the doors. So you had feathers, not so scary now. The ancestor Seamox. Go poop on his car. Or on his head, probably. On his head's better. Yes. Where are my guard points, game? Alright. Wait, that is a follow-up? Oh no, that's just like the attack. Never mind. Poison Shield, Crash Man, Serpent Shield. I think. So I could give it Shield Bash. That's not the same. God damn it, headset. Headset, you're plugged in. Stop yelling at me. Shield Dash is definitely not the same as Crash. There is a Serpent Shield, but I want to, like, match the Serpents of the Manor. This thing does exist, but it's more of like a duelist's weapon, right? It's more for, like, if you were going to be... They don't use the darn thing, but, like, if you're going to go... with this get up. Where is this full set? Do I don't have the chest piece? Oh shoot, I don't have the chest piece. I never bothered to farm that shit. They don't have gloves either, do they? Right. Is this from the manor? I thought you found this in, like, the mountain, but not in the manor. I thought you found this in, like, a cave in the mountain. The demi-human cave. If it's from the manor, then maybe. I'll consider using it. Like, it explicitly mentions gladiatorial combat. That's the one. On the thing. It's in the manor. Okay. Armament designed for gladiatorial combat. Hey, my wiki's saying that it's found in the volcano cave where the demi-humans are. My memory's saying that too. Are you sure? They don't use shields. Yeah, they don't, but like, I feel like it's meant to match the aesthetic of like the helmet and their gear. Right? Like, look at the coloration a little bit on the tips of the helmet and the snake theme on the helmet. I know, like, this weapon is not one used from the Serpents in the Manor. The Serpent God. It's not one of the Manor Serpents. I just wanted to use it because it does mention the Manor. Tool of Forgotten Religion practice on Mount Gelmir. Give me a magma sword. I don't know if I want to use the magma sword. I wouldn't mind having one though, like just on this character if you want to just give me one. It is from the Manor. I want something a little bit less ostentatious and amazing. Because I think I've settled on it. I think I've settled on the name. Helpful Zormina. Big cleaver greatsword. I mean this bad boy, or what bad boy? Which greatsword are we talking about here? That's a ram one. That's a ram. I mean this thing? Yeah, I want the character. I was originally thinking I'd go with like a dagger. It's like a little dagger. This will be a Faram beast. I don't know about that. The Earth Seal scales with Faith. But it's the only customizable one that has like the double slash. Actually, yeah, I'm going to be using Faith anyway, so it's fine that it scales with Faith. Hammer with the Regal Beast Claw. Oh, that's an option. I think I ultimately started on Cursor because I don't really use Curve Swords, and I wouldn't mind playing through with one for a bit. But I also don't use daggers, so I was considering going with the dagger as well. The Earth Steel Dagger is like a drop, isn't it? I think you get one as a gift from Gostock if you do something specifically. You only use one. Really, double daggers doesn't even have a double swinging aerial. But you'll give that to curved swords. Yeah, Twin Blades and Curved Swords have it. This is too graceful for the character I have in mind. But it would be cool to have on like a different character at some point. Yeah, I was thinking this weapon for reasons. Look at the other option, the Earth Steel Dagger. Well, let's keep looking at this thing for now for a moment. Sword Dance. Oh, the follow-up is just hitting the button again, isn't it? Let's put that one on. Guess on enemies that die instantaneously, it's not much of a test now, is it? This thing is actually significantly leveled up. 602. $625. 100 extra holy does like 23. Huh. Hundred extra holy with Sacred Scorpion though. I have to keep in mind that it's probably including extra damage from like unaware bonus. It's 28. Not a crazy bonus. Black Flame Dot, yeah. Let's take a look at some of these things. Oops. What am I doing? I'll take a look at this a little bit. Let's put lighting on this thing for a moment. $544. Taste dummy. You could be. No, I'm gonna be jumping like back to the bonfire too often right now. Thanks for the offer. Play dance one. Ah. 1738. Apparently this one's pretty good for like nuts for hyper aggressive opponents that aren't thinking too much, because like the moment you get the charge off, if they charge into your range, you can just release it whenever you want. Alright, guy. I'm unsure if that's because the holy added to it, or if it's because he wasn't yet aware of me. Let's try this again. Let him turn around and look at me proper, and then we'll charge up our blade. $1738. Okay, the holy doesn't actually do anything. Black Flame, though, probably adds the Black Flame dot, but not the actual. I don't think it'd be worth adding to this thing, because the way it works. Only isn't magic true, but the idea is to just like if any kind of damage. Let's see if the magic damage on the thing adds to the magic damage overall. Let's Currently, the weapon doesn't have any magic on it whatsoever when I do that carrying grandeur. No, 1738. Scales purely with the damage of the weapon. Oh yeah, sorry. Scales with int and the weapons like upgrade levels, what I'm trying to say. Like if I put this thing from standard, which is what, 444 to quality, which is no keen. So with keen, which will be 300 and it'll be less than 400. I'm not gonna do the exact number, but it's less than 400. It'll probably still do 1738. I'm pretty sure you're right, it scales with int. Yeah, let's see. 1738 is what we're looking for here. Yeah, because it scales pretty purely with the upgrade level. Possibly with like your stats a little bit, like how many you have perhaps. I know it scales with int, like 100%. I think you're right on that one. Drop off the int charm, we lose 5 int. We should see a drop in damage. Not necessarily a huge one, but a drop in damage. 1693, right? Not a huge drop in damage, because Ashes of War are kind of busted right now. I think it's meant to make them like more fair, but it kind of just makes them kind of busted because it's less fair. They scale primarily with like your weapons upgrade level, and then a little bit with the stats. I mean, that's not insignificant damage at the full charge, but like that one looks like it'd probably do more. 436 with 2 hits. And this one looks like one that would do more if I enchanted the weapon because it's hitting with the actual weapon. Also, I might actually use that as my weapon art on this thing. It's not a very good one for PvP, but like, it's kind of neat. 438, let's see. 476, 478. 478 was what I got with that. Let's do a test where he stands up fully and looks at me. And then we'll do it. $436. And then we'll put the thing on. It seems like a weapon art that scales largely with the actual weapon damage. 478. Yeah, okay. So it is benefiting from that. What other weapons can, like, use spinning weapon? Actually, no, this would be a great place to test this in particular. 478 with this, with standard. Let's try it with keen, where we lose, like, 100 damage. It wasn't 478, it was 428 or something like that. $353. So this one scales like almost entirely with your weapon's damage straight up. It is, however, a magic Ash of War. I wonder if it would scale with int as well. Let's put it back to standard. $436. Go to the end, that should still put us at the same amount because that thing doesn't scale with int right now at all. .436. Now this one scales purely with the damage on the weapon. Good to know. You're gonna see like int scaling on anything that's got kind of magical effects, I think. Not necessarily int, but like stat-based scaling. Like if I were to use Thunderbolt, right? This one's completely independent of the weapon's damage, I'm quite certain. Let's just throw thunder at this guy. Okay, he's aware of us. 626 once he's aware of us. Maybe? And I think he was aware of us. He may have just been aware of, like, the environment getting struck. Keen. Yeah, you can. But if I'm not in range, I'm not in range. So 626. 690 there, because I got the unexpected hit there. See what happens if we get the surprise hit with standard. And hits harder, because fuck you. Yeah, that's generally how that goes. 626. Really? Excuse me? Hold up. That's just the way it goes. Like, I'm sure there's some quality. 10 and 10 versus... How much is Hone Bolt? It's Hone Bolt that you're talking about, right? That is the... 12. It costs more, too. Oh, no. Fucking hell. Alright. Guy's aware of me. 499. Keen. I lose damage in every way, but my dex scaling goes up massively. Is this like a dex Ash of War? Is that what this is? Really? 551? What the fuck? Hold up. Does this Ash just scale better on dex weapons? .570. Why is this a dex Ash of War? Why is that a dex Ash of War? Hold up. 551. Let's put it from dex to standard to dex to heavy. Just get rid of all that dex scaling altogether. Where do we end up with that? Maybe it's A scaling and strength will make it better because it's just scaling off of the best stat. It's a dex. It's a fucking dex one, isn't it? 487. That's so weird. Why is that a dex Ash of War? So if I actually make this like a... Oh, because lightning is dex. That's why. Actually, no, lightning is... Okay, yeah, lightning is dex. Okay. That's why. I didn't realize that lightning as a stat, or as an element, was a dex element. So this thing with some faith scaling now is going to do what? 511? The dex scaling goes up. So both dex and faith affect lightning damage. That's interesting. Quite positively. Faith more so, though. Does he even mention this? Boosted power of dexterity elements reduce cast stock. Nope, it does not mention that really. It doesn't say like this affects your lightning damage. Not the same way it does with like Glint magic intelligence, power of faith. Okay, it doesn't mention that faith helps with anything. Okay. Huh. So wait, what weapon do I have lightning ram on? My little Makazashi right now? It's not upgraded at all. Lightning ram. Let's take that for a moment. Does lightning ram, because it's a lightning attack, actually do better with better dex scaling and faith scaling? $475. That's definitely one of the ashes that doesn't take the weapon's stats in effect. It just upgrade level and such, but 475. Let's make it into a lightning weapon real quick. Six, seven, oh yeah, okay, he wasn't aware yet. That's probably what that was. I refuse to believe that it does that much of a difference. Maybe it will go up, but I need to wait for him to be aware of my presence proper. $527. It did go up. $527. Now, what's going to do more? Lightning, because it adds faith? Or dex, or keen, because it adds dex scaling, even if I don't actually have more dex. So I guess dex faith if you want to be lightning, specifically. 537. I wonder if Sacred scales better with Strength then. Let's find something that, like... there's an obvious answer for what does that. Sacred Blade, which I think... this is what I'm looking for. It does the shootout of the blade. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Sacred Blade, standard. $718. It makes sense if Sacred goes with Strength because mine does like way more damage. $718. Let's make it heavy now. Uh, 718. So that projectile doesn't scale with strength at all, or dex. Let's see if it scales with the weapon's faith scaling. Sir. 793. So if the weapon has faith scaling, it will do increased damage. So I wonder if then I could put Sacred Blade on that Erd Tree Dagger and it would do more. Obviously, not more than this thing, because this thing's plus 24. Erd Steel Dagger. Let's compare the Erd Steel to a regular dagger, if I can. D and Faith, Sacred. $123. $98. Adds 85. 85. $123. 97. Adds 85. The weapon's inherent faith scaling doesn't really seem to be helping much. Is there anything that has significantly more faith scaling? I think it's very sacred, so it doesn't count. No. Only the Erd Steel Dagger has that inherent faith. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Maybe I'd notice a difference if like they were higher level and further apart, but as it is, the dagger and the Erd Steel Dagger do 123 and add that much. Doesn't it always add 85? 65. Looks like it, yeah. So Sacred Ashes of War, all steel with... I can't say all of them. Let's put Golden Slam, that one's a sacred one on there. Let's see, let's go butt drop on this poor man. $805. If I make it heavy, let's go with Keen first and see if Mordax does anything. Mordax, less weapon damage. It just did 400 more damage. Why did it just do 400 more damage? Does Keen as like an enhancement do something that I'm not familiar with? Does it just make weapon arts better? As well as like... maybe it's not the dex scaling, it's just like Keen is better for weapon art usage? It's doing like 400 more damage suddenly. Maybe it's not that lightning scale attacks. Maybe it's just Keen has this trait, 1290. Maybe it's because I'm landing directly on his head. Maybe. Let's try standard again. It's highly possible that like being at ground zero is what's making the difference here. $12.43. Yeah, okay. He was away from ground zero. It was just $12.43. So I need to come up with a better standardized test here. Let's try making sure that he's not like at ground zero when I butt slam and see what the number is and if it's consistent. Not landing directly on his head. 804. So direct impact really makes a difference with this particular ash. Like 400 points of difference with this particular ash. That's a little consistent, isn't it? Now let's make it keen and see what happens. There may be too much variance in like how much damage it does based on like distance from the target. 966. I wonder if that's because he wasn't yet up and aware. Or this distance, let's see if 966 is consistent if it's like an hit from anywhere but the center. And if so, then keen is really, really strange. Makes me wonder if keen just makes weapon arts better. Even if it makes your weapon worse. Should make dirty dex builds really interesting. $805. Nope. Okay, it's just exactly how I was hitting him. Okay, so this weapon doesn't, that art doesn't do any better. I was just hitting him before he was fully aware. That's all it was. Sacred though, because it's a sacred art. Having face scaling, I expect to see a little bit more damage, but I don't know if I will. $884. Yeah. And it's not the holy weapon, not the holy damage on the weapon, because if I give the weapon holy damage from an enchantment, it's not going to go up from 805, I'm pretty sure. So we get heavy first. Let's see if that's 805. Too close. I wonder if the stagger from the butt stomp. No, it's probably just because I'm landing directly on his head and then he's taking 1200 damage. $805, yep. This poor noble. Give the weapon some holy damage, 100. Not bad. $805, yep. It's purely the scaling on the weapon. If it has face scaling, it will do a little bit more. wonder if that means that this will actually be a better test. Alright, Dagger. Do your best. 138. Can't just keep testing it on him. I don't know why I bothered. Killing him and going back. $139. $139. $39. Let's make the dagger sacred now. That should make the damage go up, theoretically. Because it got a little bit more faith scaling. $144. $144. $144. So what we're expecting to see from the Earthsteel Dagger is, what was it, 139? And then 144. Because this is a weapon art that seems like it would be based entirely on level up of the weapon, and not the actual damage. You can actually test it on something like the Misericord that has lower damage. Let's do that before just jumping to conclusions. Misericord. Whoops. No, not the Misericord, the Parry Dagger. Same idea. It has lower base damage, so if it's based on the weapon damage at all and not just the upgrade level, then we'll see lower damage. 139. 139. 139. I'm sure there's someone that's done like all of this without like needing to actually do this. They've got they've just like read the code and they know. They just know. Let's see what the Earthsteel does. 139. They can just tell you. There's probably documents on this stuff all over the place already. Because the Earthsteel has a sweet freaking scabbard, doesn't it? Holy crap, it does. That's cool. Not a lot of weapons have like scabbards and stuff like that. 139. Okay, the innate scaling doesn't make it any better. Does the innate scaling make it any better once it's made sacred? Probably not. I'll probably do like 144 like the other one did. Yep. Curious about Pebble, a little bit. I know it does ridiculous amounts of damage, but let's take a look real quick. 803 the standard. Magic. Expecting a mild increase. 899. Let's go to cold and see what that's like. $864. Okay. Let's go keen for a moment. $803. Okay. Let's try heavy then quality as well. Fire probably scales with strength, right? 803. I don't point in tranquil. Oh my god, I'm gonna skip quality. Oh no, that's not skip quality. Skip quality. It's do everything, right? So fire is probably lightning's dex and faith, and fire is strength and faith. I'm guessing. 803. I wonder if as a spell. Surely not, because it's purely based on the scaling of the talisman. Sorry, headset's beeping again. Headset is awful. God damn it. I need that faith to cast Home Bolt at all. Alright, guy. $270. $270. As expected. Scales purely off of the scaling of the given thing. Are there any? There's strength scaling ones. There's no dex scaling ones. So I couldn't tell you. Let's put the hood back on. Now I can use the God Seal one. Okay. $281, as expected, it goes up a little bit. This should do massively less, right? Yeah. Hmm. Ashes of War. Let's go with Flaming Strike Standard. Throw out the flame and call it a day on that one. $587. Now let's do it with heavy. $698. Hmm. 460, 471 versus 450, right? I have to wonder if it's scaling with the weapon in some way, or if it's scaling with the stats purely. Easy way to test that would be to slap it onto a dagger or something that's just unupgraded. $563. On Keen. What was standard again? $587. Hmm. $108. 79. Let's see what go. Any daggers that go significantly down. Third steel goes down to 94. That's probably the weakest one I have. Crap, what was the damage number I just literally saw like 8 times and I've forgotten because I was looking at other numbers? $79. Alternatively, I could just go like grab a gigantic piss off greatsword, right? Put it on there. The fire should still do 79 because as long as the animation's the same, it should be the same, right? Oh, it's not though. Flaming Strike on a Claymore is different. Oh, it's not using Flame. I'm using Flame of the Red Mane, it's not Flaming Strike. Derp. Should pay attention to these things. can't use Flaming Strike on this thing. Made a little bit of a mistake there. Let's take that off. On a regular old greatsword then? Yeah, Flaming Strike. Alright. This should be 79. Yep. So that scales pretty much independently with, or pretty much strictly with Ash level, and I guess what kind of scaling you give it, because it's not strictly... Let's see, is there any weapon that has like really good, like C strength things? C scaling, C strength, C strength scaling. There we go. 79 on club. That's what we're expecting to see. The club has greater strength scaling. Yeah. So it's Ash and like what type of scaling you give it, not so much how much scaling the individual thing has necessarily. If any other like +0 weapons that have just like really good scaling with a stat. Like a B maybe even. Oh, that's in level 18. Brick Hammer. Can use Flaming Strike. Alright, let's see if the Brick Hammer does more than 79. Probably not. I'm assuming not. No. However, if I give myself more strength, it probably will do more than 79, won't it? Probably like 81. Not even 81. Probably gets better and better as it goes, though. Like as the weapon levels up. So let's go back to curved sword. See what the flame is like on standard. Again, because I've forgotten. I didn't actually put any of these numbers to paper or notepad file, I should say. Seven. Of course, heavy will do more. Now, will fire or flame art do more? Is the question. Fire cranks down the strength scaling and significantly. But the weapon itself has fire. $685. So it's really not so much how much scaling the thing has, just what high it is, eh? Let's see. Let's see real quick. $698. You dropped an item and I left it there. Feels bad. $698 to what? 715. Let's just note that down, shall we? $685. Now if I had strength scaling, or if I had more strength, what am I getting out of this? $692. You get a lot more when the weapon has more strength scaling. Or at least heavy grants more strength bonus to the art. I can't even say it's necessarily the strength scaling of the weapon, right? Flame art. Where faith makes most difference. $656. Wow, that's a significant drop. That's with the strength bonus, so let's see what it is without the strength bonus. 649. See what it's like if I drop some of my faith off, though. Doesn't touch it at all. Faith adds faith scaling to the weapon. Possibly to the... It doesn't add faith scaling to the weapon art, though. So that weapon art scales like purely off of strength and being on heavy. That's interesting. Curious if Bloody Slash is like weapon damage or if it's like a dex thing. $1170. $1170. So that doesn't have an impact on that. An axe with Warcry. $174. 44. Game is smart enough that when the weapon's out, it doesn't give the war cry buff to the weapon. It's not the war cry. Well, if this is not Dex scaling purely, I should expect to see a loss of damage. If it's based on the weapon at all. It's a Dex art, which I suspect it might be, because why wouldn't it be? 1191. Damage went up when weapon damage went down. Just wanted to make sure that I wasn't, that, you know, hitting with the weapon doesn't make any difference. It's just hitting them with the attack. So damage went up, not by much. Let's try heavy. Almost assuredly does damage scaling with Arcane, though. 1191. Really? Only Bloody Slash is good. It's good if you're in a gank and you can just like throw it at a guy and he's like mid-dodge. $1185. Why am I doing such very damage on it? I thought it was 1170. Maybe it does make a difference how close you are to them. I'm sorry, it's just better. Well, yeah, but doesn't mean it's strictly bad. Why am I seeing different numbers than I had a moment ago? Yeah, 1170. Lower stat scaling. It's weird that standard does less when like quality. Because it's not actually based on whether or not the weapon does more damage or not. When this thing's keen, I lose damage hard, but it does more damage with the Bloody Slash for being keen. It's weird. Yeah. See, it did 68, I think. About 5% then? Oh, you're right, I healed on kill, right. a lot more than that. I forgot about that. Let's see what poison does with this thing. 1170 or lower or higher. It is lower with poison. Let's see if bleed makes it bigger and how a cult handles it. Imagine a cult will make it like shoot through the roof because it's probably an ash that should be scaling with arcane. Maybe, I don't know. Even quality brought it up. I guess it's because 1152. Yeah, that's a huge malice. It's pretty bad. Let's try it. Just whoop, whoop. 136? Yeah, no, maybe? 135 of 700 and it's close to 8%, I think. Maybe? I don't know. 135. It's not quite 10%, unless it's like before any other buffs that I have, in which case maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna test a cult real quick, or take a look at it, I guess. This isn't very thorough testing if I'm being perfectly honest with myself. Let's just see. 1191. It did go up. What happens if I put, we'll do one last thing before I head off. What if I put on the Albinora cat? Also, I'm not sure if I want Zormina to be this, or if I want her to have her regular face. I'm leaning towards regular face, but her being an Albinoric would be also fine. 1232. Yeah, more arcane, more damage on that particular weapon art. Makes sense. Especially with like, I don't know if that's true of the heavy one. What? It was a guess. It was just a guess at the 8%. I didn't actually like know. Is it actually 8% there? I don't know. 1230, yeah, okay. Arcane, even on heavy, arcane helps a lot because it's the ash itself that's scaling with arcane. So it's weird that like they scale with the scaling on the weapon, not so much the action. They scale with the scaling on the weapon, and it's really weird. That way, like I can understand why they did it that way, but it also feels really, really jank. It's like your weapon will do less damage, but the weapon art on it will do more because reasons. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me now. I need to go get some food. So I'll probably be back in the evening. Probably do more of this nonsense. Maybe get started on the actual character. We'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Salvanar cosplay. Oh no. Yeah, thanks for watching, hanging out. Hope you had a good time. Hope you have a good evening, night, whichever it is for you. Bye for now.